Welcome to The Open Mic, where bold stories spark big conversations. Join us as we unpack the issues that make you think, chuckle, and maybe even argue, because every topic deserves a mic drop moment. Today, we're diving into the work of Jon Bon Jovi's Soul Foundation, specifically their JBJ Soul Kitchen restaurants. We got some really interesting material from listeners looking at their efforts, especially a recent pop-up place in New Jersey that seems to have stirred up quite a debate. So yeah, we're going to explore this initiative, look at the different perspectives around it, try to understand the complexities, when you try to tackle hunger and homelessness in a community.
Yeah, it's fascinating. The Jon Bon Jovi Soul Foundation, it started back in 2006, Jon and his wife, Dorothea, and their goal was pretty clear from the start: tackle hunger, tackle homelessness, head on. And the JBJ Soul Kitchen, that's a really innovative part of it all. It's a non-profit restaurant right here in New Jersey with this unique pay-it-forward kind of model.
Okay, let's dig into that model then, because it's definitely not what most people probably picture when they think of feeding programs. It's they suggest a price, right? Like $12 for a meal.
Yeah, $12 is the suggestion. But the idea is you can pay that, or maybe pay a bit extra to cover someone else's meal. Pay it forward.
Okay. And what if someone genuinely can't afford it?
That's the other key part. If you can't pay, you can volunteer, put in some time, maybe in the kitchen, maybe helping in the garden, and you earn your meal that way.
So it's built around dignity, participation, not just a handout.
Exactly. That seems to be the core philosophy. They've set up a few spots over the years. I think the first one was a pop-up in Red Bank back in 2011. Then permanent ones came along, Newark at Rutgers, Jersey City at NJCU.
Right. And the one causing the current buzz is this temporary one, the pop-up in Toms River at the library.
That's the one. Opened in February, just temporary, at the Ocean County Library. Scheduled to close up shop this May.
And the impact? The numbers are quite something. Over 208,000 meals served across all locations. And the really interesting stat for me was that, 59%, nearly 60% of those meals were earned through volunteering.
Yeah, only 41% were actually paid for with donations or the suggested price.
Exactly.
Really shows that community buy-in, the volunteer exchange thing, it's working for a lot of people.
Definitely. And it's gotten praise from, pretty high places. You mentioned former President Clinton had positive things to say.
He did. He talked about how they house the homeless and feed the hungry, and made a point about finding common ground, saying something like, underneath our differences, we're not so different after all, highlighting that shared value.
But okay. Despite that success and praise, this temporary spot in Toms River, it's hit a bit of a snag, hasn't it?
It really has. The mayor of Toms River, Daniel Rodrick, he's been very vocal in his opposition. His main concern seems to be that the Soul Kitchen pop-up is drawing in homeless individuals from outside Toms River, even from other counties or neighboring states.
He used some strong language, didn't he? Calling it a homeless shelter, raising real safety concerns.
Yeah, he definitely didn't mince words. There were reports of him saying things like, if they're going to turn this into a homeless shelter, hell, cut everybody a check and give them a Barnes & Noble gift card.
Wow.
And just flat out stating, I definitely want it gone.
But it's important to note, his criticism wasn't aimed directly at Bon Jovi, right? More at the local officials.
Correct. He seemed to direct it more towards the Ocean County Board of Commissioners, basically for allowing the partnership with the nonprofit in the first place.
Okay, so that's one perspective, a strong one. But there are counter-arguments.
Oh, absolutely. You've got Ocean County Commissioner Robert Arraes pushing back directly against the mayor's claims. Arraes said, look, our data just doesn't show an increase in incidents related to the Soul Kitchen being there. He was quite firm on that.
And he reiterated the point about it not being a soup kitchen.
Exactly. He emphasized this isn't a traditional soup kitchen setup. So you have these totally opposing views on what the actual impact is right there in Toms River.
Yeah, it really lays bare the different ways people can see the same initiative, doesn't it?
It does.
So what's the bigger picture here, the main takeaway for us?
Well, I think this whole situation just highlights how incredibly complex these issues are. Addressing hunger, addressing homelessness. Even when you have a well-intentioned initiative, like the Soul Kitchen clearly is, with a proven model, it can still spark major disagreements within a community about the approach, about the impact, about, who's responsible for what?
It really makes you think about the best way forward, how communities balance supporting vulnerable people with other local concerns.
If you connect it more broadly, it's fascinating how charity, even when designed for dignity, gets perceived, how it bumps up against local politics, maybe resource concerns, and just different ideas about community.
Right.
It's definitely not simple. And that's a wrap for today. Thanks for tuning in to The Open Mic. Share your thoughts with us at theopenmicpodcasts@gmail.com. Maybe consider what this specific reaction, the mayor's reaction, reveals about how society sometimes views charitable aid, views the unhoused, and, whether that necessary short-term relief can sometimes conflict with longer-term community planning ideas. Something to think about.